Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to teach you how you can tell the difference between two times. So sometimes you might decide to go out for a long walk. Maybe you glance at the clock before you leave the house and you can read the time on the clock. When you come in later and you've been out and you've gone for a picnic and you've come back in and you have a little look at another clock in your house and the time has changed, it's moved on. And you think, oh, how long was I out for? I didn't realise that so much time had gone by. And it's good for you to be able to work out how long you've been gone for. So I'm going to show you how. Let's start by having a little look at a method that doesn't really work, and let's have a little look at why. When you need to find the difference between two times, lots of children start with the same method that they would use to find the difference between any two numbers, which is subtraction. And so they would start with the larger number, which is actually this one, because 2:15 p.m. is the 14th hour of the day, and 15 minutes. And they would subtract this time, 12 hours and 50 minutes. It's normal to think that this would be the correct method because we're trying to find the difference. However, there's a bit of a problem with this. So here I'm going to subtract 5 take away 0, fine. 1 take away 5, I would carry on the normal way. And then I'm writing a dot down as if this is a decimal place, but of course it isn't. It just separates the hours from the minutes. So that's the first thing that isn't quite right. 3 take away 2, 1. 1 take away 1 is 0. So I would be left with what looks like 1.60, and many children would read that as 1 hour and 60 minutes. Except this can't be right because 60 minutes is an hour, so 1 hour 60 minutes is the same as 2 hours. But looking at these two times, looking at 12:50 and 2:15, there isn't 2 hours difference between those two times. 2 hours later would land on the same minute, so I can see that something is very, very wrong with my calculation. And at this point, usually children get very upset and give up. So what I'm going to show you now is a technique, a strategy that works for finding the difference between two times. What I'm going to do now is start at 12:50 p.m. and I'm going to use jumps on a timeline to get me to 2:15 p.m. and I'm going to look at my jumps to help me work out how much time has passed to get from 12:50 to 2:15. So at 12:50, I think the easiest thing to land on would be 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. And for that, I just needed to add 10 minutes. And so it's important when you do the jump just to jot down how big your jump was. So that jump was 10 minutes big. So I'm at 1 o'clock, I need to get to 2:15. So the next easy jump that I think I'm going to do is just add an hour. So I'm going to write 1 HR, which stands for 1 hour. And that would take me to 2 o'clock. Okay, so I'm nearly there. All I need to do now is add another 15 minutes. So I'll do another jump. And I'm going to jot down 15 min for 15 minutes, and that's taken me to 2:15 p.m. That's in the afternoon. Okay, so now to see the difference between these two times, how much time has passed, I just need to look at the size of my jumps. I've got an hour here, 10 minutes here, and 15 minutes here. Okay, so if my minutes add up to over 60, I'll have another hour, but 10 and 15 isn't more than 60. So I can see I've got 1 hour, 1 hour, and I've got 15 and 10, which is 25 minutes. So I can see that the difference between 12:50 and 2:15 in the afternoon is an hour and 25 minutes. Here's another example. So this is 10:20 a.m. That's 10:20 in the morning. If we were at school, that would be break time. And this says 13:30. Now I know that this is PM because it's gone past the first 12 hours of the day and we're into the 13th hour. So 12 hours, the 13th hour is 1:30 in the afternoon. So 1:30 in the afternoon, or we can call it 13, the 13th hour of the day. So I'm going to write down PM just to remind me that that is the afternoon. Okay, so I'm going to show you this again as a number line example. So I'm going to start with 10:20. I'm writing it sideways so that I don't run out of room. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just round this up to or jump ahead to the next hour. So number bonds to 60 will help me with this. If I've gone 20 minutes and 60 minutes takes me to 0 o'clock, then what do I add to 20 to make 60? It's going to be 40, because 4 and 2 make 6, 20 and 40 make 60. So I'm going to add 40 minutes, 40 mins, and that will take me to 11 o'clock. Now at this point we could do jumps of an hour, or you can go, okay, well 11 hours and I'm going to 13 hours, so 11, 12, 13. I really just need to add 2 hours. So it doesn't matter whether you do 2 small jumps, an hour each, or 1 bigger jump of 2 hours, it will give you the same answer. So I know that that will give me from 11 hours to 13 hours. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, and then I just need to add 30 more minutes. Okay, this one is slightly trickier, and the reason for that is I have 2 hours, but then I have 40 minutes and 30 minutes, and these two numbers together make more than an hour. So the first thing I'm going to do is add these two numbers together. I've got 30 and 40. Well, I know 30 and 30 is 60, so this will be 70 minutes. So 70 minutes is the same as 1 hour, because 60 minutes is an hour, and 10 minutes. So these two times are making 1 hour and 10 minutes. But I can see that I've got another 2 hours here. So altogether, I've got 3 hours and 10 minutes. The difference between 10:20 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. is 3 hours and 10 minutes. And it's no trickier than that, but this makes much more sense than trying to do it as a column subtraction. It doesn't work for time, so always go to this method. If you can picture this in your head, then you might be able to do it in your head, going on in jumps, or you can write it down nice and clearly like I have here. Sometimes you might know the start time, 10:20, and you might know the time that was spent on an activity. So I swam for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And what you're trying to work out is what time you would have finished swimming. So 10:20, I'm going to jump forward 1 hour. That would take me to 11:20. And then I'm going to jump forwards 20 minutes. So I'm jumping forward 1 hour and 20 minutes. So I've already got 20 minutes here, and another 20 minutes will take me to 11:40. So I finished swimming at 11:40. Sometimes you might know the end time. So I know that I finished running at 4:12 p.m, 12 minutes past 4 in the afternoon. I've been running for half an hour, and so you might need to work backwards to find out what time you went out for a run. So we're having to take away half an hour, but again, we don't want to use a column subtraction, so we're going to use a number line. Now, taking away 30 minutes from 4 hours and 12 minutes might seem tricky, so I'm going to make it easier. I'm going to just take away 12 minutes to begin with, which would take me to 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 4 p.m. Okay, so I've taken away 12 minutes, but I wanted to take away 30 altogether. So I've taken away 1 10 and 2 1s. So I'm going to need to take away another 10. 10 minutes. Okay, so that would leave me in the hour of 3 and 50 minutes. Okay, so that's 20 minutes altogether and an extra 2 that I've taken away. I don't need to take away another 10, otherwise that would be 3 10s and 2 minutes, which would be 32 minutes, which is too many. So I've done a 10, a 10, and I can use this 2 to help me make another 10. So using my number bonds to 2, I know that 2 and 8 make that third 10. So I'll take away the 8 minutes, because then there will have been a 10, a 10, and a 10, 3 lots of 10. So 3:50 take away a further 8 minutes. I'm still going to be in the hour of 3. I know that 10 take away 8 is 2, so 50 take away 8 is 42. Okay, so I left the house for a run at 3:42 p.m. So I've just done exactly the same as we learnt before. This time I knew the end time, and so I had to work backwards to find the start time. Okay, so I hope that that was useful for you. The best thing to do now is to have a little bit of a practice. So get yourself some clocks, get working out, and see how you get on. Good luck.